هاي. السلام عليكم. هاي. Salam. So we're coming live. We're waiting for Safia. We're just doing the logistical work like now. Here we are. Thank you for joining. Here we go.
Ha, it's working now. Salam
Great.
alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Okay, who's here?
Hi. I think some people saying hi. Thank you for joining us. We're
Really?
very happy to see that you're here right on
Really?
time.
Yeah, Iman Bardash. Hi.
Great. So for those of us who don't know us, I'm Salwa.
And I'm Sophia. We are the ones behind the podcast, right?
Yes.
Hi, Noor. Oh, it's really nice.
Hi. Ahmed, and I see Ludmila as well.
Okay.
Great. So we're already having some audience over here, so I guess we're just gonna dive into it. Is the sound good? Is the music too loud? Let us know if you hear us well.
Sarah, I cannot hear the music though. And on my end, anyway.
Well, maybe it's for the better.
Whatever. Anyway, okay.
So we decided to do this live just to come and, meet you almost in person. We got so many questions since we started this podcast, and we wanted to answer them just in person, right, Safia?
Yeah. The same. We just had a lot of questions individually, like everyone is asking. There are, I think, 3 questions that have been coming back all the time. And I think it's big time to announce who we are. If people are really interested to know.
Yeah, just so to let you know, Safia and I are very keen on everything that is audio, listening to, talking to, and so doing this is definitely a big step forward for us, so please be gentle.
Exactly. You know that before this session, I did 2 guided meditations before joining it because I was really stressed. I was just like, I'm going live, and it's kind of weird to go live, especially if you're not used to it.
Hi, Ilshrak and Noor, welcome. So just to let you know, during these about 30 minutes live that we're doing, and that you could find later on the IGTV, we're just going to talk about and answer the 3 main questions that we received. First and foremost being who we are, who are we, how we met, all of that, why this podcast, which was really the question that we get the most, why and how it started, especially that it was more or less during the same time of quarantine. And what is it all about, after all? Why are we doing this, and how are we doing it? So I think we're just going to jump into it. And if you get any more questions, so please feel free to let us know in the comments. We are reading along.
Exactly. So we'll be really happy to get your questions along the way. But let's start with the first one. How did we meet?
Yeah. You go ahead.
All I remember is that I had one professor who asked me to go and talk to Salwa, actually, because he thought she was an interesting person and I would love to get to know her more. So me and Salwa, we first met at educational context, like we were studying at the same school, right? So we both were studying together in the same school. I think I was 1 year older, academically speaking.
Yeah.
And I had to just I was hanging out with a few people like at school. We had like our own ideas and stuff. So the teacher was like, you probably are going to get along with this girl, so go and contact her. And I will just send a Facebook message actually to her. Do you remember the Facebook message?
Yeah, actually I remember that very much. I get this Facebook little message, and it's really well written in French and all of that. It's like a letter, and I was like, whoa, who is that? Who's taking time to write this really well written message for me on Facebook, especially where people just write things, in a casual and friendly way. So that was the first impression I had on Sophia, and that I still kept in me, because after all, we didn't meet that much. So basically, we met through a professor who thought we should get to meet. And she...
Sorry, it was an arranged friendship, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's an arranged friendship. And basically the subject was that she was inviting me to a conference. So yeah, that was the only thing. Hi, Kautar. Hi, Raman. And hi, Nisha. Everyone's joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you. We were just talking about how we met and who we are and how we got here. So yeah, that was how we met. And I remember that basically we got together a few times at school, and then especially in 2015, into summer 2015, I remember we met at Beni Mellal, which is a small city in Morocco that we have in common for some reason. And we went to old bookstores in the supermarket or something like that.
Yeah.
And I got Gabriel Garcia Marquez, 100 Years of Solitude.
I got
which I haven't read yet, by the way.
I think we bought like 2 CDs, Beethoven CDs, piano for some reason. It's beyond me, I cannot remember, but I still have the record here. And for me, I was buying, I think, Arabic books. I needed a few of them, I guess. Yeah. But before that, I think we exchanged a few books. Remember Marguerite Yourcenar, L'œuvre au noir?
Wow.
Which is one of my favorites, to be honest. And Caro, of course. So I think it started as a message on Facebook, then meeting at a conference and exchanging books. And then you had to leave for to complete your studies overseas. And we met in Beni Mellal.
Yeah. I think that was it. For me, that I don't remember if there was another time after that, but mainly, so it was. Yeah. Is it just me, or maybe your connection is a little bit lagging? Or is it mine? Okay.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, me too. Great. Let us know in the comments if you hear us well and if the connection is all well, just to assure us. So yeah, we're telling you all of this just to respond. One of the questions we asked you guys earlier this week on the stories, which was, when was the last time that we met? And we can't hear Sophia. Okay. I think, Sophia, there's a little connection problem on your end.
I think there's a problem with the internet. Can we hear us? We can't hear Sophia.
We can try maybe putting you on hold and then getting back again.
Yeah.
Okay?
You stay here and I'll come back. I'll go.
All right. Right, sorry. And gives me time to say hi to all the people who just joined. So yeah, we're just answering the first question of who we are, just to explain how it all started. And there we go. So we're waiting for Sophia to check in again. And I was saying that, great.
Hi again. Better? I hope.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, I think it works now. Please let us know. Just put it thumbs up. I can't believe I'm doing this thing. Put a pen on the if it's all
Thumbs up.
working.
If it's working, if it's not working, then put a thumb down and we know. Or send us hearts, and we would know. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Ludmila. Working there. Okay, more or less. Hi, Noor, and welcome. So yeah, we were saying all that to answer the questions of how we met and when was the last time that we saw each other, actually. It was one of the questions we asked you in the stories. And yeah, in real life, I think it was 5 years now, 4 or 5 years, which is actually mind-blowing. Yeah, which brings us to how it all started. So
I think
let you take the...
Okay. I think that like if other people would hear like we haven't met for 5 years, they would think, how come like you didn't meet physically, for instance, like in real life for 5 years, and now you're working on a project together and remotely now, So I think that it all started when we were scheduling weekly meetings, me and Selwa, just to catch up, like because I was out of social media for a long, long while, and then when I was back, I just follow her on Instagram, like, duh, I mean, we are friends. And then she follows me back and we exchange like a few messages and then we're back on track again. I think that's the beauty of some kind of relationships, is that no matter how absent you are, there's still something you can always come back for. And so thank you, Selva, for letting this space for me and holding this space for me, actually. So this is how this is the context of the project, really. So we're having these early morning chats, because we both are early birds, so we'd wake up on a Sunday at 9, we'll be out already and doing other things. And we were just talking about everything, so not gossip, of course. We were just like talking about the latest book we've read, what's new, what's cool, what's fun, what's beautiful right now. And yeah, so we've noticed there was a pattern, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I remember it was in February when it hit us. It was like, oh wait, there's something here going on that's quite interesting. Let us do something out of it. We were thinking, hey, that conversation was actually really interesting. I can totally imagine people listening to it right now and maybe getting something out of it. We were saying this, just laughing out loud about it. Yeah, and it was just that the meeting ended, and then I remember, so it was February, fast forward to March, all the COVID-19 phenomena starts, and I remember once the confinement started, I thought, it just hit me, like, this is time, that's the time for it. And I texted Safia, hi Eunice, and I told her, remember that podcast idea we were laughing about? Well, I guess it's time. Will you be willing to jump for it? And I remember Sophie was like, yes, thank you for...
Of course.
That was about it. That's how it started. So
I think
really, it was just an intuitive idea, I would say.
Yeah, I think that it's not as if we had a choice. It's not like you're really even thinking about it as a choice. At some point, we felt like we had to start this. We had to do something, and there are no excuses no more. Like the world stopped literally for more than 3 months, and it was a great thing for us, like an advantage, because we are working from home, so we had our own schedules and we tried to do whatever we could to produce like episodes every time. So please, if you would appreciate your feedback, as we do all the time, because there's a lot of work we put there, a lot of passion, I think, and it's just, we feel like we didn't really have a choice, and that we cannot put something out there that is not up to our own expectations, I guess, at some point. Yeah.
Totally. I remember that during that period, I was really wondering how, for us people who were, sitting at home, somehow we were having a luxurious kind of life compared to other people who had to go to work in hospitals or just didn't have the luxury of working remotely from home or things like that. And I was really wondering, how can we still bring some value and help the world to whoever? And at the same time, you had just started the podcast and thinking about it, and somehow everything came together. And we were like, yeah, this is it. This is our way to try to bring some value, some joy, some grace to the world, whatever. Dumping right into this period, but trying to go really beyond, because quarantine for us was just the push, but the aim and the vision is much bigger and
I think so.
hopeful stay for a longer time.
Yeah, and the way everything linked along the way was kind of a miracle to us, because we were expecting like this really huge workload and logistics, as you might just imagine, because you cannot just record your voice on a phone and that's it. It's just a lot of editing. It's time to think and to ponder on the things to keep or not. So it's double the time for each episode. It's like double the time that we put there to make a good one. And also, I think that at the beginning I was really afraid. I was scared, but the good way, like in the good sense of scared not to be up to it, like up to the expectations and everything I put to myself and we put to our team. But alhamdulillah, like things have been smooth so far. Like it's really, really smooth so far. We managed to include it in our like daily schedules, which has helped us to stay in touch as friends actually and just share more. This is one of the blessings of this project, is to keep you linked and in touch with your friends as well, and keep adding value to the world. Like it's not just about me and Salwa, but now it's more about the community, I hope.
Totally. Which actually answers one of the questions that we got a lot, is the one about the language, why we chose English. Well, first of all, it kind of came naturally, because even when we were talking, Fabienne and I, and having our little chats, it was mainly in English. And I think a big reason behind that is that because we talk about subjects that we both read or listen to in English, so somehow it comes in naturally. You know, it's like when you want to, I don't know, when you want to tell a story about a movie and you watch it in English and you're telling your friend about that movie in English, you know, it's more or less the same thing. And for all that is well-being, we are big disciples of Oprah and Deepak Chopra and Brene Brown, and you know, so it kind of came, Eckhart Tolle. So it kind of came in naturally. Hi Salma and everybody who just came in.
Hi Hassan, Hussein. I think Hussein, Ahmed, and Abdullah. Oh, cool. Yeah. So I think.
Thank you for joining. Yeah, the second reason.
The second reason was because we had some kind of, let's say, international network of friends. And also, we've noticed that there's a big, how can I say that? There is a space for us where we can add our own, like our own podcast in, which was one of the, like as being women in Africa, or originally from Africa, Muslims, Arabs, and so on. And we just wanted to reclaim our own narratives about the world, like how we see things, how we think, and so on. So we've noticed that there are not a lot of podcasts out there for women, for girls, for anyone actually. So yeah, and just I must say this as well. So this is not a podcast for girls only, so anyone can just listen to it and take a listen with them back home. I think we do not think of girls as we record this or as we prepare our own sessions. We are women, we are definitely, but I mean that doesn't make our content like very woman oriented. Anyone can listen.
Girly. By the way, there's nothing wrong about girly content. I mean, look at us, all in pink. But thing is, I think what Safi is saying, and we really do care about this, and we cannot emphasize it enough, is that for us, this is a platform to really, just as these Moroccan Arab women in 21st century come in and talk about things like well-being, mindfulness, career, motivation, which are really things we don't hear a lot of talking about in, let's say, Moroccan television or even radio, with, let's say, high standards. Let's just, of course, both of us are just talking from experience. We are no experts in any of the fields we're talking about. It's just based on books we read, podcasts we heard, or things like that. But the idea is, how can we bring in this story, set somehow the bar high, because we want it to be quality. We want to push everybody to aim for more and better quality of life. And while doing so, everything that is us and part of our identity, which is being Moroccan, being a woman, being a hijabi, all of that will come through the story we're telling. So it's not the subject in itself, it'll definitely coming through the story.
We're trying to do is just sharing our own interests. So, I mean, at some point now we are more interested into well-being. I think it's something. For the past years, we were so into it, reading a lot of books about mindfulness, meditation, and so on. Some of us are actually practicing like around these themes. Actually, we are just exploring them and trying to figure out how we can live our best life, because we can. And also, I think that another thing that why we made this channel and this content in English and about what you just mentioned is just like to make a platform. I think it's just a network for everyone to connect, and like where like-minded people who share the same values and same thoughts can just meet around and just pretty much discuss. I think for me, what's more interesting in this experience is just the exchange. I think that I didn't know Salwa as much as I know her now, because we had to exchange over topics that were our interests and we thought that were common grounds. But you will be amazed that we still are not like, we don't think alike. We are like-hearted, right?
No.
Not like-minded. I found this and I really found it beautiful, because when you are like-hearted, which means that we might same intention, which is the most important thing, but the means to get to that intention might be different, which is not a problem, because different means that we can reach many people, other profiles, and that we can combine those both means and just have something which is better. So yeah, alhamdulillah, that's really a good point there.
Totally. When we just started the Instagram posts, actually one of the first post we did, and you can check it out after this live, was were actually two posts about Safiya and I, and one of it is a harmony poet and the other one is firecracker. I'll let you guess who is who. Please let us know in the comments. And really, I think what we were trying to do there is the idea here is not to talk about us in the podcast. It's for us, no, there's nothing interesting about that. But it is always important to know the essence, who the co-host, who's behind the work. And that's what we try to bring in through those expressions and adjectives by making those two posts. Firecracker. One of us is a firecracker and the other one being more a harmony poet. So it really shows the, let's say, strengths and difference of each personality, and also the quirkiness of each personality.
Yeah,
now you know who's behind the long person.
Yeah, I think that it's
right. Now you know the long sentences. Sorry.
No, no worries, no worries. I was just trying to say that sometimes it's really good to put the faces behind, like on the product, like the people behind the thing. I think that, like we wanted or not, part of us would be in that podcast. So part of a firecracker or harmony poet, you would definitely find it there, which is also for us an exercise. Wait.
All right, I'm reading along.
Yeah, me too. It's like, do you want to read it?
I'm reading along.
Okay, very good point to link with. From a broad view to your identity, African
is actually responding to what we were saying about the language. Yeah. And she's saying, very good point to link what you learned from abroad, from an abroad view, to your own identity, African, Arab, Moroccan, etc. Yeah, exactly. You got us on point. And by yeah, I think it just happened that today in our world, English is really the only or one of the rare common things we can still find between the whole humanity. So we're just making good use out of that. If it was, I don't know, Hindu, we would have learned Hindu and did that.
Spanish, we would
All
have
right.
learned it too. How about we do some
Mhm.
challenges? Anyway,
Still,
so
I think some content is being my big. All right. We are
well, I think
definitely thinking about that because a
yeah,
lot of people told us that actually. Um, we are pondering upon that idea. I think for now, for this first season, we are going with our vision and just trying to put it on track. And we're definitely considering that for maybe some mini series, some special episodes,
or a
some
sequel.
special subjects that are really related to the Arab word or Moroccan word in Arabic. So
Is
yeah,
right.
we're definitely thinking about that. Thank you for your comments. By the way, I'm personally very happy to see you here, Hafsa, because I lost contact with you as well since I moved from school. Let's say so. It's good to see you back here. Hi.
Yes, and I still didn't listen to the episode Hafsa, the one about I think it was Chronique بالدارجة. I was really looking forward to it. I just was taking my sabbatical. Like today, I don't check internet as much, so probably I'll just listen to it Monday evening, inshallah. So you're saying about the project? Hmm. Yeah, I think that at some point, one of the key learnings as well that we could have is like how to deal with difference, how to manage difference. Because ultimately, there are no two identical people like in the world. So one of the things that we are learning personally, if you ask me, is how to manage difference and how to find common grounds, and just trying to make it like try to see it in a pragmatic way. Put your ego aside and just like do the work. So one of the things like that put us to make this thing public and just go for it was to challenge ourselves and see what we can do. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's really one of the intimate things I wanted to share.
Yeah. One of the other things, I am looking at the time and I see that we're already running out of time.
As usual.
One of the other things we really wanted to tackle going through this project is perfectionism. And I'm saying that because usually, personally, I would think about a project for a long time, ponder, make a list of pros and cons, and ponder where am I, how, and try to look at it in all the analytical ways possible. And as much as it generally works, as much as it takes a lot of energy and draining energy, and in the end, wonder if the time that you spend just hesitating is worth it compared to the result you're
Yeah.
going to at the end of the day. And one of the reasons we really wanted to jump into this and reflect upon it, but at the same time, just try things and be really in the trying and learn from trying more than reflecting or hesitating is really something we are learning through this journey as well and trying to bring forward. I think Sophia, we are losing you again, and if you want, we can retry just as earlier to disconnect and
Hi,
connect
Fatima.
again. So I'm going to disconnect you right now. Hi. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I think there was a problem. Hi, Fatima. Oh,
Hi. So our guest from last week is just
our
joining
guest is
us. Hi,
here.
we're very happy to have you here. By the way, I just wanted to
Okay.
let you know that if you haven't listened to our episode
What is
last
the
week
topic?
with Fatima, you really should. It was a really good one. We had a lot of time and we really enjoyed having that discussion. Maybe you want to just let everybody know what we were talking about.
Yeah, let's
Sophia,
recap.
are you here? Yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, great. So Fatima is action. Okay, so what we're doing here today, just to wrap it up, is that we were talking about how it all started. Sophia, we're losing you. Maybe we disconnect and connect again,
Sure.
please. All right. Yes, Hafsa, we are going to um, keep this live, I think, on IGTV. I'm not sure if you can do that, but that's the idea. Anyway, I'm learning how to use Instagram along the way, actually. And about your question, Fatima, today we're just telling people.
Products, right, Salwa?
Yes, these are these little babies somehow. Hi, Suki. Hi, early bird. Just kind of, and hi, Buchi, I would say. Thanks for
Yes.
joining. So aside from the main episode and the guest episodes, we kind of started this baby episodes really on the go. And the first one is the Early Birds book review, hosted mainly by Safia, which, by the way, is just finished reading 600 books. Let's take time to just congratulate her on that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Like, who's better than Safia to talk about books? For the first
I
time,
don't know.
I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm not. So yeah, that's the first thing. And so the idea really behind the podcast, all in all, is to bring in subjects that talk about mind, soul, and body at the same time, and the balance between these three components of our lives. And so the book reviews tackle more the mind, so it's infos and informations you get from the book review. And we also have Before Dawn, which is something more about mindfulness and soulful timing. Before Dawn is actually that moment right before dawn, when the bird starts singing, and it's the last moment of the night when everybody is really silent. There's just stillness that's very unique to that time of the night. And for me, it's very linked to Ramadan as well, because you're still awake somehow at that point. And for me, it's the most meditative time of the day. So that's why we chose to call that baby series Before Dawn. And we mainly do meditations during it. And today, actually, after this live, we are going to launch a small Before Dawn episode, which is about 7 minutes, and it's a letter, more of a letter from us to you, that is talking about life after quarantine, what we want to keep in mind after all that. So yeah, this is about it. Regular episodes, guest episodes, and mini-series, book review, and Before Dawn. I'm gonna read.
So I think we have.
Yeah, go ahead, Safia.
Did you enjoy the podcast? What question? I think so. Yeah, girls.
Thank you, Fatima, for your feedback. Do you guys still hear us very well? We are about to wrap it up. If you have any further questions, you can leave a comment. But yeah, it was.
Wait, there's one thing we didn't answer and we didn't talk about, which is why the early birds, simply.
Yeah.
That you were talking about, and I was like, yeah, we forgot about that. So it's really simple. I think at the beginning of the quarantine, we were just having our meets and talking like for hours in the early mornings in Ramadan. And since it's quarantine, everyone is confined, so there's no sound, no noise outside except for birds chirping all around. So which was funny because Selma is in another place, in another continent, I'm on another one, and somehow birds are thinking actually, like there's something synchronicity in it, which was so funny. And they were like half birds and early birds, and that's how it came. Yeah. So yeah. Now we're going to...
I thought about something that is really, en français, you would say perché yesterday, and it was like, early birds. Salwa actually means a bird. It's the name of a bird, and Safiya means purity, and so pure, that early moment of the day, the pure. So early bird is somehow Safa and Safiya. So it's like a hidden signature there.
Okay.
So yeah, all in all, so yeah, already 40 minutes. We're gonna wrap it up here. I'm just gonna say thank you very much for joining us. We have 10 people here. It's really amazing for us. If you were just one, we would still be making our best to bring in the best content. It's really about quality, not quantity for us. Yeah, stay tuned for everything that is still coming up. Let us know if you have any suggestions. Hi to our sound engineer who's here. We're not working on the project.
Hello.
Yeah, so that's it for me. Yeah.
That's it. So for me, I will just ask you please to listen to the coming episode about meditation. It's the Early Birds Before the Dawn series. The letter is going to be just one of the best things you will hear this week. And I think it's really a great way to kickstart your week, inshallah. Thank you. Thank you to all of you who were here, actually. I'm so surprised. Thank you so much. And thanks to the first people who supported us like at the beginning and who are still here. Thank you, Fatima, Hafsa, Yunus, and everyone here. It's really a pleasure when you work on something. Make sure that you're going to listen to it. Thank you.
If you have any suggestions, please let us know. We are taking them in consideration during every Sunday morning meeting we're having. So
early Sunday morning.
Early morning meeting. So yeah.
Yes.
Wish you a great.
Thank you, Salwa, for this adventure.
Enjoy your Sunday evening and have a great week. And until the next one, peace be upon you all.